Oh, it is time. All right, Instagram, live on YouTube right now. Link to the channel is in my profile. Check it out. Hello and welcome to Uncommon Sense Live number 4. Wow, 3 people here. What's up? Please ask your questions about, as I put here in the chat, about me, about you, about life, fitness, fasting, weight loss, bodybuilding, society, relationships, whatever. There's no preparation for these streams. Maybe I should, as long as it isn't that big of a channel and I just don't get flooded by your messages in the chat. But as of right now, I have nothing prepared to talk about. So you have to help me in the chat. Please ask your questions. Please say what's up. Please say whatever. I can start off by telling you about my day today. I actually just came home 20 minutes ago, right? So I just had to get everything ready for this stream. I opened the gym I work in today. So I was there before it opened, did my daily mobility drill. Was thinking about taking a sauna, but I didn't really have time. So I worked both in the reception, had some clients, and then I trained myself. My bro workout in my mobility split I have now. The split is lower, upper, bro. So yeah, lower and upper are mostly mobility with a few heavy exercises. And then the bro workouts are basically arms plus whatever I feel like. But so I did that. Yo, Elia, what's up? Is it? I don't remember. Are you the Elia, the Jesse Lee Peterson Elia? Amazing. What's up? Good to see you. Something very interesting. I won't say names. I mean, for you non-Swedish people, you don't know this person anyways. But there is like a celebrity feminist. Yeah, so that's you, Elia. Nice. There is like a celebrity feminist, in lack of a better word, that goes to my gym, and it's so funny because back in the day, I think I hated this person without knowing the person, and now I'm both out of the fallen state. I don't hate anyone, but also I've gotten to know this person not just through the media, what the newspapers say, but the actual person. And we talked about so many things. It's so interesting because this person is known like a man-hating feminist. And then when you talk to her, she's nothing like that at all. And she told me about some articles that I've actually seen before and how the journalist skewed her words of what she said. Because, you must understand, like, the media is so politically correct or whatever. Like, yeah, what they will do this, they want to divide people. So they want you to hate this feminist woman. They want to put something controversial, like kind of twist a quote from her and make the headline. So don't forget about that. Like, people you just read about, you don't really know. You know what the media wants you to think about them, and nothing more. B, what's up? Thoughts on dry fasting versus snake? Also, how much does one-on-one coaching with you cost? Okay, so start with a dry fasting versus snake. Uh, I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of the dry fasting, to be honest. Like, I'm not convinced that it can't be quite dangerous. Like, because like all kidney problems have to do with dehydration, and yeah, you can prepare your kidneys with a baking soda and stuff, and it probably isn't bad just doing one dry fast. Doing it too much, I'm a little bit worried about your kidney health there. Also, I don't really see the point. Like, what is the point? Like for some very specific health issues, then maybe I can see it being more effective. Helping you with certain skin conditions, for instance. I just remember like fasting and the sauna in general is great for the skin, but I will never forget how I felt after my first dry fast. So I think there can be some healing benefits. From dry fasting that you don't get from the snake juice. And like, yeah, the weight loss will be faster, but come on, fasting with snake juice is enough. It's still like 100% calorie deficit. You don't have to go beyond that and make the body. Yeah, it's such a stress on the body. Like, be careful with the dry fasting would be my thing. I don't ever tell anyone to do dry fast. It's their idea if it's even brought up, you know. Um, Oh, how much does one-on-one coaching with me cost? So right now, I don't take on anyone that like for. I want you to sign up for at least 3 months, and so I charge 150 American dollars per month. That's 1,250 Swedish crowns. And so, what I do, because I want you to commit to a longer time, is I allow people to pay 1/3 of that amount before we have the first longer call when I interview you and la di da di da. And then, well, I'm very confident that you will want to try. Yeah, I mean, want to go on with my coaching after that. So after that, you send me the rest of the amount, and then I make the program, and then we have communication through chat, like text, voice messages, and the occasional call when it's needed. Yeah, like that. And so, yeah, so far, no one has just paid the third and then don't want the coaching. But I think it's a fair compromise, right? I want you to commit for a longer time, but I let you, get the preview, and you will get something out of that longer call that we have. So then at least you have that. Elias says, I've urinated sediment on long dry fast. Yeah, I did that. Like, someone asked me to track my urine when I did my first dry fast because I posted in the Snake Diet Facebook group. And yeah, there was sediment. I also remember, because I had 3 bottles, I think, and it's going from lighter to darker and darker and darker. Kind of disgusting. I can probably find a picture of that if I really want to. But please ask me more, guys. Please help me with this. You have, at this point, you are making the streams happen. I'm in a spot in my life where there's a lot of work and stuff going on, so I'm kind of into that. I'm not in the fully inspired mode where I just have these concepts I just think about all the time and can just go off. Love being that way, by the way. I don't know if you can tell, but what I talk about on this channel is a lot reflected on what I'm feeling, what I'm doing in my life, what's on my mind. And like during the summer, I think it's common, but it has also been kind of aligned with just what I do. But in the summer, I'm usually, pumped up, just excited. I many videos I make, I don't even think about it. I just go hit record and start talking about something I was thinking about. This is cool. I might take you up on that in near future. With snake fasting, how much do you drink a day, and do you stick to Code's recipe or add anything else? Like, don't care about that. That's like the last thing you have to think about. What are you looking to get to know from that? I mean, it's cool that you want to do the coaching and stuff, but I'm not being rude to you. I'm being honest. Like, why do you need this information? What does it matter if I have a few milligrams more or less salt than Cole? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what I drink today. I drink by feel. What is the point of measuring it so closely? Like, think back. We didn't evolve being like, oh, today I drink exactly this amount of water. I take this amount of salt. We didn't even know about calories. We didn't even know about fat and protein and carbs. So what makes you think that it doesn't matter? It's the last thing you have to think about. You're curious, you say. Understand. I say many, when I start talking like this, many people feel attacked, but it's not an attack. I'm trying to be helpful here. Like I get, like people ask me if I take creatine, for instance. Do you take creatine? And it's like, yeah, but you don't go to the gym right now. Training, eating properly, and sleeping is 99%. Do that first before you start talking about creatine. It's like, the make or break with the fasting is not if you have a little bit more or less salt. Do it intuitively. They're there to make you feel better, nothing else. I do it, when I've been out. Oh, I've been sweating a bit. Oh, I've been out in the sun. Oh, I guess I need some salt now. I pour some on my tongue, gloom, glass of water, boom. And I do that when I feel like it. Uh, uh, uh. Um, oh, cool. Tell us about your choir singing. Oh, wow, there's many interesting angles to that. But let's just read through things here. But B, cool that I just want to say, cool that you want. But this is a big part of my coaching. Me being the dad, telling you like, shut the fuck up, stop thinking about the wrong thing, do this. Yeah, that's part of the coaching. I tell you what you need to hear, not like um, I'm not just your little buddy. I want you to have results. I don't want to just tell you things that make you feel good. I want to tell you things that make you change into a new man, the man you should be. Uh, 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 what is the last meal you have before you knock out? Many. Well, it's good. I like it. Keep it coming. It's good to have some things to work through here. So let's start with a choir singing. It's kind of, you just asked me to tell you about it, but I can tell you. I always heard as a kid that I was good at singing, and I didn't really know. I just enjoyed singing songs, children's songs I liked. Then there's a big choir school, and there's that where you go from you're like 10 to 15, so middle, and it's different in English. I don't know what you call it, but for us it's like middle and high school before what you call high school, that we call gymnasium. 10 people watching, awesome. 11, wow, cool. Keep the questions coming. But so I applied to this school. I didn't want to start in the choir school because I liked my classmates so much when I was like 9. But I got in on the test, and my parents bribed me with a phone. You remember back when Nokia 3310? I never said it in English. 3310. You remember when that was a big thing? Well, I got the 3410, and I was like, wow. And I started in that school. Didn't really care too much about the choir. It was nice that you had lessons between the math and Swedish and geography, whatever. You had choir. That was nice. But it was at the end of that school that I realized that, hey, I'm going to miss this. So I applied to the gymnasium, where it's the kind of the unofficial continuation from the school I went to. So I went there, and then I learned about a choir. Well, I guess I can tell you the name of the choir. 08 has nothing to do with this channel, just I just happened to be a member in that choir. Barbershop choir, great men's choir. And I saw it when I went to this gymnasium, and I thought, I'll never get into that choir. And then I did. I actually did. And I've been a member there for almost 10 years now. And we'll see. Now my life is taking a turn. So because it takes a lot of time, not only the rehearsals and concerts and trips, but it's a lot of own responsibility. You have to study the music on your own. But what I love about choir music is I am kind of a loner. As you can tell, I have this channel, I do my thing. Like, even though I like people and have friends and everything, I like to take on projects myself. And I kind of like with a choir that I can't. It's literally impossible. You can't sing parts by your own. You have to be one with the group. And it's that is really cool to, to just, I'm not finding the English words, but just become part of a whole. You're just a cog in a machine and making these nice sounds that you never could do on your own. And so I love choir singing, both the musical aspect, but also like the community. Of course, you get, when you go on trips and you compete and do stuff, and you see people cry when you sing and stuff, and you do that together as a group. Of course, you create some strong bonds there. But so I love choir singing. Even if I quit in this choir, I will absolutely pick it up at some point in my life again. Maybe in a less intense choir. This is a really, really, really great choir. I would say it's one of the best men's courses in the world, actually. But let's go on. Hi man, have you done any videos of 24-hour fast? Just tried one yesterday. Victor X Carl back again. Felt great, you say. No, I don't know what the point would be. Just don't eat for a day. Boom, there you go. Nothing wrong with 24-hour fasts. Like what I would say about like one 24-hour fast, I don't really see the point. Doesn't do much. But OMAD, I like that routine for some people. I do have a client, skinny fat client on OMAD, and from his position, we literally never been to the gym. So his body is like just ready for to get that stimulus to build muscle. Also, he has extra fat. And a guy in that position, eating one meal a day and training full body workouts 2 to 3 times per day, amazing for body recomposition. This is what I would, if I started over, if I could start over, that's what I would have done. One meal a day with two to three full body workouts. You can build muscle and shed fat like crazy for like 2-3 months before you have to do any adjustments. So about 24-hour fasts in general, I don't have much to say. Just doing a singular 24-hour fast, it's like, yeah, you know, for me, it is like a little check-in that I still got it. I can go a day without eating, but I'm thinking more of it as a fasting routine with one meal a day. Amazing, especially for that kind of person who has a little bit too little muscle, a little bit too much fat. Very good routine for a body recomposition. 40 people watching now. Nice. Let's hit the record. Can we get up to 20? Elia asks, thoughts on borax in Snakejuice? Yeah, I mean, the borax thing, as I understand, it's some kind of cleaning thing, but it's kind of just boron, right? Yeah, well, put in, like minerals on the fast. You could have magnesium on the fast too, for instance. It's just that it doesn't really matter that much, in my opinion. I do take a boron supplement, not borax, literally, but it's the same thing, and I take it because I don't eat that many plant foods. It's very important for your free testosterone, for instance. So as I don't eat that many avocados and stuff, I like avocado. It's just not a regular thing in my diet. I do take the boron supplement. It wouldn't hurt to do on the fast for sure. Yeah, B, he understands. You understand the dad talk. That's good. What time is the last meal you have before you knock out? Is that, you mean before I knock out, before it's like, go to bed? What time? So it depends so much on, like right now, unfortunately, I have to eat at like between 8 and 9, my last meal, because of my schedule and how I train currently. I have to eat enough, but I prefer to be done with the eating at like 5, 6 in the day. That's usually when I do it. I even do it sometimes now. It's just that I am so active. In my job, I stand here talking to you. I train a lot. I go on walks. Hey, can we get the focus again? Hello. What happened with the focus? Oh, there we go. So I prefer to do it at like 5, 6, and I can sometimes, but sometimes I just have to get more calories in when I'm in a training phase, where there's not as much fasting, no prolonged fasting. So yeah, that's what I'd say. If I can, at 5, 6 p.m., I'm happy. In situations like this, when I'm very busy and train hard, I have to add a last meal at like 8 or so. Do you do anything, B asks? Oh, that was Putrid Grind, if I get that corrected. I asked about my last meal. B asks, do you do anything to help you sleep, or do you sleep great? Any tips to improve sleep? I don't sleep great. I've always I'm kind of an ADHD person. And I've always, since I was a kid, I had more sleep issues than most kids, I sleep okay. I fall asleep nicely, like between, well, yesterday I probably fell asleep at like 9:30 or something, which is not super common, but I mostly fall asleep at a good time there between 10, 11 at night, which, if you don't know, the first 2 hours before midnight are like, I don't know exactly what that means, but I've heard sleep scientists say that those hours are worth like equally as much as the rest of the hours, the most important hours to get. And so I usually wish I could sleep for an hour more or so. It's very common that I wake up after like 7 hours and it's like, yeah, I can't go back to sleep. But I have time to sleep more. Why can't I? Tips to improve sleep. I mean, in general, have a nice diet. Don't eat too close to bed. Like with my last meal there, by the way, because we talked about that. It's always a smaller meal. Uh, because you don't want to be like digesting a huge meal and your body temperature going up as you're going to sleep. So don't eat close to bed. Have a healthy diet in general. Get sunlight throughout the day so your body knows, circadian rhythms. Your body gets what time of the day it is and when you're supposed to get tired. Uh, Keep the room you're sleeping in cool if you can. That helps a lot. And that's again why you don't want to be eating a huge meal and get your body temperature rising as you're going to sleep. So it's mostly the basics, keep the room dark, keep it cold, quiet, have a good diet, get sunlight. Those are the most important things, really. What's up, Theo? Maya says, love Miss Maya. Cool. Well, maybe literally the biggest, biggest person following this channel. But I mean, the biggest channel subscribing. Like you can see when you have a YouTube channel, you can see your subscribers with the biggest subscriber amount. And Maya is the biggest channel that follows this channel. So what's up? We've talked a bit here and there. Choirs are great, fantastic comments. Are you tenor, bass, baritone? B, what do you think? What parts do you think I'm singing? I'm always a bass man. Second bass. I wasn't. I was kind of with puberty. I was somewhere in the middle, and my voice kept going down very slowly, and then all of a sudden, like bow, bow, and So I'm not a super low bass, but I have very good control of my low register. So effectively, I'm kind of a low bass. I can deliver on the low notes I have. I can deliver good. Victor Excar asks, do you eat your big meal soon after your workout? My big meal, I eat 3 to 4 meals per day. The two in the middle are the biggest ones. Soon after your workout, like most times, yeah. But it's not important. Not important at all. The anabolic window is a myth. I think it's a good if especially if you're someone. Most people they eat too much and they should eat less. But some guys are hard gainers, should eat more, have a hard time eating enough to gain muscle. For that kind of person, I like just eating soon after your workout, just to like establish that it's important to get the food in connection to this, But otherwise, like the protein synthesis is elevated for like 24 to 48 hours after you trained. It's not important that you eat right after training, but you have to eat after training, of course, but not right after. That's not important. Let me tell you, without going into exactly what my meals are, but my first meal is a little smaller. Meal 2 and 3 are bigger. If I add a fourth meal, it's like the breakfast, basically. And I probably eat like 3,500 calories in a day. And probably the bigger meals are like 1,200 calories. So, yeah, I guess the smaller meals are like 600 calories each. Biggest as in body size, Maya said. Yeah, I meant channel, but I realized when I said it, yeah, maybe body size too, but you never know. It's a snake diet channel. Maybe lots of fatties lurking here. A boron supplement, Maya asked him. Well, for women, I don't know how important it is. I just know that boron, we have testosterone, right? But your total testosterone, if it's all bound up by sex hormone binding globulin, we don't have any use for it. It just sits there and we can't use it. And boron can help drive down sex hormone binding globulin so that you have more free testosterone. And that's the main reason I take it. So I'm not sure that's actually something someone brought up to me, because I go so much by experience. It's harder for me to learn. Of course, a lot of things are the same for men and women with fitness and health and stuff, but there are individual differences, and it gets a little bit harder for me to learn about women. So the women I know, I've actually asked some that are into these kind of biohacking things to, like, when you learn something that was important for you, please let me know so I know what you think is important, because I think I'm good at putting myself in another person's shoes and even women's shoes. But with the physical things, it's like I never had a period, so I don't know what to think about it. But if a woman tells me something about that, I'm like, okay, so that's important to you. I see. Please, you guys who haven't liked the stream, please like. We have 10 likes, and we have had like, I don't know how many people passing by, but more than 10. So please like. B asks, do you take any supplements regularly? Vitamin D, zinc, anything? I will start take vitamin. Oh, nice. You guys liked right away when I said that. Thank you. I will take vitamin D now in the winter here in Sweden because it gets super dark and impossible to get anything from the sun. Zinc, no, absolutely not, because I eat so much meat, liver, eggs every day. So there's no need for that. I actually do take magnesium. Not sure that I need it. I get a decent amount through diet, but it's one of the harder ones to get enough through diet. So I actually take magnesium. I take a green tea supplement right now. I don't know. I just believe there are some benefits to green tea, but it's like it's not a make or break. It's not important. I take the boron supplement, as I mentioned, and that's it. I take creatine. I guess I take creatine. But everything else, I think you should always try to get everything via diet. And vitamin D and magnesium, those are a few. That's like an exception because it's really hard to get enough through diet. But try to get it through diet. Follow the vertical diet. I follow the vertical diet, and it's like designed to address micronutrient needs without supplements. So yeah, magnesium, boron, green tea supplement, creatine. That's it. Hanna Wallsten, what's up? I'm interested in all like Hanna Wallsten. She's obviously Swedish. I'm interested. Like, who is this person? Because the people I see in my life here, like men or women, they're like they're so far away from all these things, and then people pop up here. So I get curious, especially when it's someone in Sweden, right? But Hanna says, for sleep, blue light blockers. If you look at screens like 2-3 hours before bed, yes. I'm gonna get those, but I wish I have glasses sometimes. I wish I could, how you have for your regular glasses with sunglasses that you like do like that. I wish I could have that on my glasses. But yeah, that's a really good hack, allowing you to still look at the screen while not getting your melatonin production disrupted. Biggest as in weight, biggest as in body size. Maya. B, you're completely natural, aren't you? Do you think people who take steroids are cheating or putting their health at risk? Interesting question. I am completely natural. Yeah. And if I talked about that on the last stream, if I ever did something, it would be after I have children, when I live somewhere where I could do it legally. I could, in my like 40s or 50s, imagine myself doing TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, but it probably won't happen, and that those circumstances would be the only ones I ever even considered it. I'm very interested in it, though. I think it's fascinating to follow, and I'm a little jealous of because there's some overlap between bodybuilders and biohackers. Some of the bodybuilders get so into all the things they take, right? And they just have so many. Apart from being able to like blow up like that, they have so many more tools, so many more things to talk about in connection to the training. So I'm a little jealous in that way, but I'm intrigued and curious. I don't think it's cheating. I mean, cheating. I'm cheating them on my health. Then, like, I'm much more healthy than most people on steroids. So I cheat by not taking steroids. It's cheating if you are like obviously on steroids, but you tell your followers that you're not, and do buy my creatine supplement, do buy my pre-workout, buy my little shit supplements that had nothing to do with the steroids that I took to get this huge, but I'm lying to you to sell these products. That's cheating, obviously. But someone just wanting to do that as a personal choice, because to them, like maximizing size or performance is more important than other things, then that's personal choice. Yeah, I don't mind. I think it's the biggest thing that it's illegal, and that it's so there's a lot of stigma around it. So I hate that the conversation can't just be out in the open about it. It's very unfortunate, because if there was just a fact that some people take steroids and they get much bigger and gets stronger, but they have some health detriments from that. And some people don't, that would be a thing. So no, I don't think it's cheating. If someone is upfront and honest about it and they made that choice, I don't see any problem with that. Gavin Robinson, what's up? I lost 42 pounds in approximately 2 months doing rolling 72/48. Put 30 back on, now struggling to push through even a 24. Need to get the right mindset again. Yeah, that's why, when you get the momentum going, don't lose it. It's like you have the opportunity to change for real. Like anyone can just do something super aggressive and lose weight immediately, like jump on a diet. Like that it's very, very proven, that most people can. Please like the stream, by the way. Most people can lose the weight. Most people can't keep it off though, and so you have to take the chance. Then, if you're, decreasing, if you're slowing down the tempo, you did rolling 72 and 48-hour fast, just don't go like you put 30 back on. You did obviously didn't just stop fasting, you started eating shit, and didn't exercise properly and stuff. There is something in between. You could have just eaten clean food regularly and getting used to that and stuff. KW asks, magnesium citrate. Well, what do you want me to say to that? That's a version of magnesium. Hanna Wallsten, I'm a 36-year-old weird biohacker, just a nerd interesting in the things you talk about, keto, diet, etc. It's interesting. Well, I'm not saying that we're friends here, but I've lately gotten a lot of new, older female friends, like all of them like 10 years older than me. And I actually thought I would never want to have female friends because, so many times where guys and girls are just friends, the guy wants to have sex with a girl, and like not maybe even that he has a crush on her, but if she would allow him, he would do it, and so I don't like that it's not really a friendship, but it's very nice with these older women that have gotten to know me through this and know about me, and they are mature. Like age doesn't have to have anything to do with how mature you are, but the older you are, the higher the chances that you've matured. And so it's nice with these women because they are mature, and that's why they appreciate me. But as they know me, they know I'm not going to be romantically interested in an older woman, and so I can actually get a female perspective with knowing there's no sexual tension, no drama, nothing like that, because that's very valuable to me. But hanging out with some girl that I maybe like, or maybe she likes me, that can't bother with that. But that's cool, Hanna. Are you into the traditional stuff too? You mentioned the biohacking things, but the spiritual and traditional stuff, there is a little bit of overlap with biohacking and those kind of subjects. But I would be interested to know. B, did you ever deal with sugar/tobacco/alcohol addiction or any other addictions? Well, I am currently addicted to tobacco. You guys always make me have to bring this up here. Right? I use this. So I won't do any excuses for it. It is an addiction. There's not much science that supports that it's very dangerous, but of course it's not a healthy thing. And it is an addiction. So I'm not super happy about that, but it's nowhere near cigarettes. Sugar addiction, not so much, like a bit, but it was never my big vice. I think I was the worst kind of addict in the sense that I didn't really have one addiction. I have to learn about this thing here. I didn't really have one addiction. I was so lazy, whatever fell into my lap, that was my addiction. So I could go binging on crap sometimes, but it wasn't like my big vice, if you see. But alcohol, I was kind of addicted to. Like, not that I had to drink just sitting at home, but I drank probably like 3 or 4 times per week, and we're not talking a couple of beers. We're talking well, at least probably 6 beers, and many times a lot more. And there was absolutely, I've thought about this, about alcoholism. A lot of people, they would think, no, I'm not an alcoholic because I don't sit at home on a Tuesday and be like, shit, I need a booze. But a lot of these people, they wouldn't ever go on a date or a party or whatever where there wasn't alcohol. If you invited them to a party and they showed up and there's like, what, there's no alcohol there, they'd be like, what are we even doing here, you know? And I've been kind of that person, but I got so tired of being hungover. As you get older, it gets worse. And I mean, I'm 28, but I mean, really, like started drinking early, and after like 23 or something, it was like downhill. You're not just hungover for one day; you feel it for at least 2 days. You know. Uh, Carmen Rodriguez. Have you noticed your posture improve after weightlifting for a significant amount of time? Absolutely, but even more so now that I've gotten into mobility training. My posture and just the way my hips and shoulders feel. It's these things are hard because, you know, the aesthetics, you can see the muscle I built, you know, but you can't see my mobility. But the way I try to describe, it's just much more room for my shoulders to move now. My anterior pelvic tilt that I still have, meaning, yeah, you can't see me now, but you know, you get a little arch here, the butt sticks out, and you get a little belly, even when you don't have any fat on the belly. And so that has improved a lot. And actually, my clients, the first thing they all say, like my gym clients that I actually only do the personal training with, the first thing they notice is always that their back feels better and that their posture is better. And it's mainly two things. We do deadlifts. I do deadlifts with everyone who can, you know, just on their level with the weights, and face pulls, rope face pulls like that. Because with a deadlift, you get that you extend your back under load like that. You go from bent over to upright. And with the face pulls, you rotate the shoulders backwards. So you now strengthen yourself in moving yourself up and back like that. So definitely, like in general, full body strength training should improve your posture just from doing that. But especially as you start to incorporate mobility stuff. Yeah, I'm really leveling up my training, like both for myself and clients. It's very cool venturing into this new area. B. Yeah, it can be hard to keep momentum, and many end up going back to eating old habits. Yeah, it's we talked about this. I've talked about this with many people. Like, it's not only with eating, of course, but you know, as humans, we are kind of like, I don't like to call us robots because I think we're more and we have a soul. But we are. It's like we have programming, right? And it's always much easier. We have a loops, just like in programs and bots, like. And when you have the loop, it's much harder breaking out of the loop than just going in the loop. Even if you don't feel well, you're binging again. It's like, I'm such a loser. I'm such a mess. Why do I do this? But something feels safer with that. Something it's common. It's known. Yeah, it feels safe like that. Even if you don't feel good about yourself like that, it takes so much more to break out of the loop than just staying in it. Elia Woods, any experience with porn addiction and how to stop? Good question. Well, yes, I had a big time porn addiction, I would say, because I was so obsessed about getting laid and yeah, the sexual stuff in general. So of course, as anyone like that, I watched porn, definitely got addicted to it. One thing I think is like good with the porn, it's like, it's not good, but it can be a wake-up call for guys, like it was for me, that I realized when I was with women, I started not being able to perform, because you've gotten used to. I'm not sure that I believe into all of this, that the porn just ruins your brain completely with the dopamine and stuff. Yeah, to some extent, but I don't think that will in and of itself will give you erectile dysfunction. But if you're used to that, when you're getting off or whatever, that you're like you're in your apartment alone, and you can like scroll whatever you want, and you're like, you're doing this on your own, you're completely comfortable. And then all of a sudden, after doing this for hundreds or thousands of times, you're with a woman, and now you're not alone. It's a completely different atmosphere. You're doing this with this person, and I think you, more than like the dopamine being abused, I think it's just that you're not comfortable in that kind of situation anymore. And so, yeah, I had that. I don't really remember how I got over it, to be honest. Like, I don't know. It was kind of with alcohol, I guess, because it wasn't only the porn, it was hooking up with girls in general. I started realizing that I was looking for validation in this way. And I started realizing that every time, maybe it feels okay, like I'm having fun when I'm with the girl, at night there. But every time I wake up with this stranger at my place or her place, I'm like, I don't feel happy. I don't feel content. I'm hungover again. I'm with a stranger again that I don't even think is that attractive. How will I get her out of here? So I don't. I just it just kind of happened that when I went into the celibacy, the last girl I had sex with, I had already kind of come to these conclusions, but you know it just happened. But after that time I just decided this was a complete waste of time. I feel like I'm destroying this poor girl. I should be an example for her, not enabling her this behavior of hers, that she goes home with strange men. And so since then I've just done that. And the porn, even like, because it's been a while now, it's been a very long time since I even considered watching porn. But when I even, like, back in the day years ago, when I watch something, I've become resynthesized to this. So everything, if I just open up a porn site, it's way too extreme for me, and I'm like, can't watch this. So finally rid of that thing. Hanna Wallsten, spiritual, yes. I do yoga and meditate. Traditional, yes. I agree that women and men in general should have different roles in the family. Family life is meaningful and a good aim. Awesome. Fist bump, Hanna. You should have been 10 years younger and we could meet. We can be friends, though. B, what is the max weight you've been and your current weight? Do you have any stretch marks from weightlifting/weight loss? The max weight I've been is 86 kilos this winter. But it's not the most fat I've carried still, because I put on a bit of fluff to just be stronger in compound exercises. Just having more body mass helps with that. Squatting, I love squatting with a little bit more fluff. 86 was my biggest ever. 83 kilos before I started doing all of this. So a much worse 83 than that 86. I had abs still, like fluffy abs at 86. At that 83, my abs were like, gone. So that was the fattest I was still. What more did you ask? Do you have any? My current weight. Okay, I'm between 81 and 82 right now, going back and forth there. Hanna Wallsten had some addendum to her comment there. That being said, family life does not have to be the goal for everyone. I will never ever have sex with anyone outside a relationship, only date one person at a time, etc. And thank you. So happy to be called an older woman. Laughing, crying emoji. I am just interested in learning and finding a community. Yeah. In comparison to me, of course. I mean, 36. That's not old, especially with your lifestyle. You're probably doing great. So, but I like everything you're saying. You seem like a good woman. And the stretch marks from weightlifting, weight loss. No stretch marks for me. B, return to tradition. Lol. Yeah, a degenerate lifestyle like that is unfulfilling. Yeah, agree. Do you ever worry about male hair loss? About male hair loss, just in general, like, oh, poor men, they lose their hair. Like, no, like, I don't do it in general, but look at my hair. It's been a subject on this channel too. I have great hair, crappy beard, but great hair. And all, like, I should say that I was at the hairdressers today. Awesome guy, always loves when I come by, and I like talking to him. He has a big mouth too. He wanted me to show you the back of the hair. He said, you must show, because I told him I was doing a live stream, but this is a painting he showed me in the mirror. You must show it. So here we go. Here's the back of my head. A masterpiece, huh? And probably not that many people that would go there, but it's kind of close to where I live. There has been people commenting, knowing where I'm going, recording videos and stuff. So I'll show you here. Whispers Salon. Go to Ninos. Awesome guy. But so no, I'm not worried about hair loss for me personally at all. About other men, no, because I don't go around worrying about things like that. I don't think you meant it like that, but it sounded funny, like male hair loss. No, but all the hairdressers I ever gone to has said, like, oh, you're so lucky, you have great hair, you're gonna keep this forever. So I guess I am. That's because I've started taking better care of my appearance. I know, because I'm into this whole training thing, that it might seem that I care a lot, but when I went to this lifestyle, had nothing to do with appearance, and I just appreciate treating the body like it's my sculpture. but I haven't really cared much. But I realized now that a lot of you people who follow me react very positively to things like, oh, your eyes look so great without the glasses, or oh, you have great hair. So I realized as a like marketing strategy that is good for me to, yeah, I would have just buzzed the hair because it's a pain taking care of. Um, Damn, 85 is like my current lowest. What is your height then? I'm 176 centimeters, so that's a little bit more than 5'9". Well, I meant more like, do you worry you might lose your hair young or something? Yeah, I know, but no, I'm not worried about that, but it was the way you phrased it. I'm a little bit autistic, so I have to point out that you asked me about male hair loss, not my hair loss. Um, Nice hair, very Greek statue-ish. Yeah, thanks, man. Okay, so now you've been doing good here in the chat, helping me out, but we're running out. I'm trying to make keep these streams going for an hour, so please come up with more stuff. I can scroll up and see if I missed anything. Like these things, when someone just shows up and says magnesium citrate question mark, it's such a fucking lazy question. Get your shit together. Like, I'm here to answer your questions, but you have to help me play ball with me too. Like, come on, what am I supposed to say to that? I don't remember if it was last stream or the last one before, but we talked a bit about people and their questions. There's so many people that ask me questions that it's the way they have to put this much text, and I'm supposed to, because I don't know what they're asking about, I'm just supposed to write them a whole letter apparently. It's like, come on, I'm being very helpful and nice here. Play a little ball back. Appreciate the stream, your videos are great in general, just wanted to say thanks. Thank you, B, truly appreciate that. Comments like that, yeah, they're good fuel to keep me going. So love that, appreciate that a lot. You should try to interview Cole or someone to get more viewers. Yeah, it's a good idea. I know. I talked to Cole not too long ago, and he doesn't want to do any interviews right now. Like not with me personally. Like in general, I think he will be up for it at the right time. Yeah, but who else should I interview then? I'm thinking of starting a podcast. I have some guests that want to come that are kind of more famous than me or whatever. But for instance, they're not all English speaking. So yeah, no, of course, I'm gonna do more videos with a snake diet in the title too. Because I'm not a big fan of doing, like, it's, I've come to realize it's a lot with this, like with marketing in general, but with YouTubers, we have to use strategies and titles that aren't like what we from our heart mainly want to do, but we use that. Like in the video I can talk about what I want, but it's a little shame that I can't just be like, this is how I fast for this. It has to be like, oh, snake diet for this, because the snake diet is already a big thing, so people search that. But this is the Uncommon Sense channel, it's not the snake diet channel. So, but I guess, that's just how things work. Yeah, algorithm is a pain. Yeah, Simland is similar. Yeah, Simland, he's great. Like, I admire him as a person a lot, but I think he's so boring. Many times I see a video of his, and like, yeah, that's a good subject, and then I just hear him talk, and like this. And sometimes maybe autophagy is activated if you, yeah, maybe I had a good conversation with him though. That's true. Carmen Rodriguez. Did you get any certifications before coaching people, or did you go off of experience? Well, I did get the personal training license, but to be honest, like, I just got it because I wanted to be employed in a gym as a personal trainer for a while, which I'm actually viewing as a real education, because that's how you always learn, by doing. And I did so much studying on my own on YouTube, by reading articles and everything. So most things I know I learned by myself, but I have a personal training license that's like international. Wow. But people who go by those things, they watch your fucking diploma. Here's the paper that says I know these things, and don't watch what you do. Like, why would I really need this? Just look at me. Look what I've done here. I know these things. And in Sweden, you're not allowed to say that. You're up your own ass then. You're so full of yourself. But it's true. It's okay to be confident. And that's what I like with this channel. You guys who like me, you just see what I do. You can tell what I've done. You see with your own eyes. You don't have to see the paper that says I'm smart or says that I know these things. So with my coaching online, the personal training doesn't have too much to do with that. Like, yeah, training is part of it, but it's so much more holistic. It's like talking to someone about their diet, about how to fast, how they should train. Should you walk more? Should you stand more? Can you do these things at work? Oh, you have kids sometimes and it makes it difficult with this. How do we work around this? Oh, you have this relationship problem. Oh, it seems like you're holding a grudge against your dad. All these things are things we talk about in that coaching. And how would I get a license for that? But I always thought about this, about a psychologist, for instance. Like, you would need a fucking paper to tell you're smart. You should be a person that's gone through a lot of things and figured yourself out, and you've healed yourself and you feel well now. That's a perfect experience to be a psychologist, not just reading a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so many things. I have the paper that says I'm smart. The paper here says I'm smart. People are like this. I sometimes when I've been bored at work, I read on a Swedish forum, like Corona threads, and yeah, you have a low level of education. You're not educated. I have two degrees. Like this means something. You have a paper, so you're smart. Hanna Wallsten, try to talk to Martina Johansson. She could be a guest for a podcast. I talk to Martina sometimes, and we get along great. She likes me, I like her. But again, it's a good Swedish guest, and I could do that too, of course. But so Martina Johansson, for you who don't know, she's like the most famous Swedish biohacker in general, I think, but a biohacking woman too. So I would love to have a podcast with her, but it would be in Swedish. And yeah, I guess I could make subtitles, but most people, they don't want to sit and read listening to a podcast, right? They want to just hear. So yeah, absolutely a good tip. And I do know her, and I'm pretty sure that if she had a time that she would do a podcast with me. But again, need international guests too. But yeah, maybe at some point. You and Sim might be cousins, actually. Well, he's from Estonia. From what my knowledge, I don't have any heritage from there. People say that we're similar sometimes, but I think it's just to you, kind of biohacking-ish fit guys. But if you think about it, Sim, he's much more of a factual person. Like, I love that. Because I'm not, I'm the guy that talks a lot of experience, and I talk about broader subjects, life, society, people, and he's more about the science and the facts. And so I think following me and him is good. We're complementary in that, but we're not that alike, to be honest. Agree, experience is second to none. Society promotes worthless paper degrees. Yes, so much. It's like this thing where I have the paper that says I'm smart is something I said in Swedish without thinking to it when talking to a friend, and he thought it was so funny. Like, I have the paper. I have the paper. But that's how people treat it. I've seen people in like Swedish debate shows be like, "Hey, I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer. I know this. I know this." And they're not even talking about law stuff. But he just learned. I have this paper that says I'm an important person, so I win the argument. I win the argument because I have the paper. I am very jealous, by the way, how you have had little to no COVID bullshit restrictions in Sweden compared to the rest of clown world, my country included. Yep, I'd said that on the last stream. For once, Sweden is the least extreme about something. Because with all these things that happen throughout the world, you can always count on Sweden being the worst. Not this time, though. So yes, very nice, actually. Like, the gyms didn't even close. Like my gym that I work in, it closed. Like, it was their own decision to close for 2 weeks, but that's it, really. Do you think most people still see fasting as strange, crazy thing, or is it slowly becoming more mainstream? Like, no, it's not becoming more mainstream. Because the mainstream are idiots. Don't care about the mainstream. Like, if the mainstream thinks something is a strange, crazy thing, that's your cue to be like, oh, this is probably great. Like, unfortunately, this is just the case. Mainstream people are lost. I have a firm opinion that the middle class is the slave class, because it's with the IQ curve. The people in the middle, they are smart enough to follow the path. that's been, presented to them. Like, go to school, get nice grades, study, and then you go to university, study, and get a job. They're smart enough to do that, and then there's people that are too smart, so they see the holes and all of this, and people who are not like smart enough, but they get smart in the sense that they have uncommon sense, common sense, don't get drawn into all of this. So like the average intelligence people, they can do all of these things, and they get, because they get the paper that says they're smart and the job title that says they're smart and important, and they can buy some a nice TV, a nice phone, some nice furniture for their home. They can eat tacos on the Friday. They can watch Netflix, and they can go on a few vacations here and there. They now think they've made it, but they don't understand that these are things they are given to keep them happy, so they can keep being slaves in the system. And so they believe in these things. Oh, eating meat is destroying the environment. Oh, fasting, no, that's starving yourself. That's starving yourself. All these things, they believe into, and it's a shame. But that's just the way it is. So no, I don't think fasting is becoming more mainstream. Like, it's becoming more known about in the mainstream. People have heard about people fasting. But yeah, most people see it as a crazy, strange thing. Well, let's do this then. I'm a crazy, strange person in many ways to many people. But most people don't really see me that way, because I'm so 100% sure that I am in the right here. And people, when they see me, look what I look like, and see how I am. It's just, it's very hard for people to be like, but fasting is not good for you. But like, bro, look at you. You're a little fat piece of shit, and you're telling me fasting is not good for you. Look at me, look at you. I'm the one doing the fasting. You're not. What seems to be the good thing here, yeah. Hanna Wallsten. And in Sweden, if you are a dietist, someone educated in nutrition, you're authorized to say that margarine is better than butter. We live in a crazy country. Yes, but it's not even only in Sweden, though. It's like always, almost always, with like the mainstream. When you're educated, you've learned a lot of things that are wrong. You've just been brainwashed, and yeah, like with this, I know you're probably referring to that, like in a Swedish morning news show, there was a clip with a dietitian who sat and said that, oh, you should eat lots of margarine because they have the healthy fats in them. I mean, I don't even know, I know a lot about nutrition, but like the science there, like I'm not a dietitian, but it doesn't make sense. Why would this such fake thing as margarine be the healthy fats? And many of these polyunsaturated fats, that they promote as healthy, many of them have not been around for more like than 100 years. And meat we've been eating obviously always, with a saturated fat. So just using the uncommon sense, how does it make sense that the polyunsaturated fats are the healthy ones, the ones that have barely existed, B says education these days is more like indoctrination. It is. I talked to one of my new female friends. We talked about that. Like, why don't they teach in school how to make money, about finance? Isn't that why we're there? So we can get a job and provide for ourselves and our family, But for some reason, no. This type of rock, that's called this, and this type of rock, that's called this. This is super important for kids to learn by heart and put down on a paper for some reason. That will make you successful in life in the future. It's, again, when you're a kid, again, I'm very self-reliant. I've proven so much, I've done so much myself, that I trust my own opinion so much, that if I see something, I am in society, I know I'm right most of the time. I don't question myself. I trust my judgment. But as a kid, you don't know that you might be right. And I remember I was sitting in school. School for me was like this, like really young, everything was super easy. The spelling and the math, it was just way below my level, and I managed it very easily. And then as soon as you had to learn a bunch of stuff by heart, I couldn't perform as well. And I remember sitting and being like, yeah, well, I was a depressed teenager. I did not feel great, but I was like, what's wrong? I know I am a smart kid, but why is school so horrible for me? Why do I care about it so little? Why does it feel like it's a huge waste of time? And the reason it felt like that is like, boom, drum roll, it was a huge waste of time. I was right. It was just indoctrination camp. And I would not have needed to do that at all. Like I'm doing now. This has nothing to do with academics. Nothing what I'm doing now for a living, my coaching and everything. It's just me doing my own thing, becoming good at something I like so I can help others with it to a degree that they want to pay me money for it. I didn't have to learn a bunch of rocks by heart. Yeah, natural intuition is important. School is just preparation to be a good worker bee. Yes, yes, make you fit in the system. Yeah, they should be teaching critical thinking skills, exercise and nutrition. They should be teaching it. We should have to have that every day. Finance. Um, just a kind of like, I don't know, like manners. So how you treat, how you hang out with people, how you to be a good person, your morals, like these kinds of things. It should be more individual. Like for some people and for certain jobs, the way school looks like, yeah, it's going to be a lot of learning by heart, and that fits better for some people. But you should be individual. Like, yeah, guys like me, we should get tasks to solve and stuff like this. Not just sit and listen to someone talk forever. We're not designed to do that. It's very unnatural. Okay, guys, we've gone over an hour. I'm happy. I'm very happy with the subjects you provided in the chat. Turn out to be a decent stream, and we'll keep doing this. I forgot to. I remembered to show you my hairdresser's little thing here that probably no one will pick up on, but I can show this to him and he'll be happy. I should have told you can send super chats. I did get 2 last time. It's a big deal for me, not only because I want to be able to make this YouTube thing and the coaching into my full-time occupation, but once upon a time I was too afraid to do this kind of thing that I dreamt of doing, and I just watched other streams of other people having debates or just talk streams like this, getting the super chats, and it seemed like such an awesome thing that I could never accomplish because I was too afraid to act on it, and boom, here we are. So it means a lot to me when that happens, not for the financial reason, but it reminds me like, wow, I'm living something that I dreamt about that felt impossible at the time, and it just happened. Okay, so next time I'll have to say that earlier in the stream. But thank you for this time. If you haven't liked, please like. Please leave a comment when those are available. Draw more people in. Look forward to a snake diet video about building muscle combined with fasting on Wednesday. And yeah, so like, drop in there, nice. I will see you on Wednesday in that video and on next Sunday in the next stream. Thank you for today, guys. Peace.